Oh, good morning.
Speaking of dreams, I've been dreaming we'll be all together again since like Christmas. It's been crazy. Everyone's here today. This is so good.
How you feeling?
You know, baby steps. I
Oh
actually,
no.
I know. I feel better today than I did last week. So I did another
That's
COVID test
good.
on Friday because I was feeling so crummy, but it was negative. So that's good. But
Yeah. It's funny. It's like, oh, we can have a cold again. You can have
yeah.
the flu and it not be COVID. So, well, I'm
Yes, the
sorry
girls
you've been
had the
feeling well.
flu. I guess it was 2 weeks ago. And then last Monday, they diagnosed me with the flu, influenza A. So that got me
Oh,
down pretty bad. So
oh
I was
yeah.
hoping I would bounce back faster than that. But, I feel like ever since COVID, my body does not like any type of infection.
I'm the
Not
same way.
happy.
Even the slightest cold just knocks you out.
It's really true. I'm like, wow, this is not very cool. How is everybody else? We're starting out. We had a fun dream conversation. That was pretty hilarious. What is going on with everyone in life? Tell me, give me a quick life update. I feel like I've been missing everyone, so I want to know how everyone's doing. We met during um you just got home from your grandma's. We met during orientation week. I'm glad you're here too, Paige. Hey, Ava. Hey, if you guys have been feeling well, I say that's a win. Just because I am not loving how the Bengals game. Yes, Brianna. Anybody else watch the Bengals game? I won't lie, that was super exciting. I'm trying to keep up with your power went out. Oh no. We were like running around. My husband and I got out, and I'm telling you, we were trying to watch it on his phone, and then we finally got into a restaurant to watch it. So it was an incredible game. It looks like we'll be playing um Kansas City, right? The Chiefs. We watched those games last night. It was an exciting weekend for football. If you're a football fan. Some of you're like, I don't watch football. Awesome. Okay. Well, tell me how you liked Mrs. Haglund last week. I feel like if I can't be with you, she is the best, just the best. Mrs. Haglund and I used to co-teach together before we found our way to OHVA. And I've been bragging on you guys all year to her and telling her how much fun you are. Oh, she said you guys were awesome. She said, Mrs. Rittenhouse, you have the sweetest kids. Oh, she was bragging about me too. Well, good. I did not want to be sick and I did not want to leave you without a teacher, and I knew Miss Haglund would do a fantastic job. I'm sorry if I did miss a joke. All right, so let's hit some goals today. What are we here for? What are we gonna do today? This week we're going to start looking at genes. So we're still in our DNA. So if you unzip your DNA, we're looking at it. What is it for? What does it do? How does all of our functioning self come from that little piece of genetic information? All right. So I mean things that you do on an everyday basis. All right. What are some things that you know your body does on an everyday basis? Sleep, good. Rest is a huge part of your life. Breathing, breathing, that's it. Your DNA is replicating. Yeah, think consuming cheese. Yes, JB. Right, repairing, making cells. Right, like think about just what's going on. If I think my heart's beating as I sit here, I'm breathing. Right, my nervous system is working because I'm hearing sounds and I'm seeing things. I'm responding. All of those things have to do with how my body, like my everyday body, is functioning and how my DNA is kind of conducting um, everything from the cellular level up to an organism level. So it's super relevant. That's what I love about biology. It is super relevant to everything that you know and do every day. This week again, we're gonna have class every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We're gonna do a teaching content lesson together. So we've got some new friends that we welcome to class, and every single Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 8:30, we're gonna go over content together. Even when I'm sick, okay? Even when I'm sick. So if you're like, are we having class today? Sometimes if it's a quick, like a class connect mishap or whatever, it's not showing up on your schedule, just know every night when you go to bed, every Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night, when you wake up the next morning, you're going to have class at 8:30. And any other school day, Thursday, Friday, will have help sessions available to you so that you are able to come and ask questions, come and do assignments, and we can help you with those things. All right, that's a time that we can work one-on-one and in small groups to make sure that you feel confident in what we've learned that week. What kind of cheese do you eat? I don't know if there's a type of cheese that JB does not eat. Is that true? All right. I have not heard your voices for at least a week. Who is going to read some of our goals for the day? So we talk about, for all of our newbies, we've talked about the color of this text. All right. When we look at our learning goals, they're going to be in a font color that associates with somewhere on this triangle. And that's just going to give you an idea of what level of thinking we're going to be doing. So today, it's a Monday. We're looking at introducing some content to you. So we're going to be clear down here at this knowledge and understanding level. We're just going to be getting some basic bricks to start building your knowledge. And then as we go through the week, you're going to see our objectives change colors, okay? We're going to start be doing some application, analysis, synthesis, and then towards the end of the unit, some more of this evaluation, all right? So this is going to be taking those bricks and actually maybe like using them to do something or make either a project with it or put out something with it, not just spitting me direct facts and knowledge out. All right. Who's going to read for me this morning? What in the world are we going to learn about in biology today?
I'll read.
Awesome.
Also, I finally got my mic fixed. Well, gentlemen, hang on. Well, gentlemen, what is the lac apron, or operon? When is it turned on? When is it off? And what causes changes from being a baby to being not a baby?
Awesome. And everyone tell JB how glad we are that his mic works again. We sure missed those accents. Again, I also want to remind you about your cameras. They are definitely not mandatory, but I do love seeing your faces. I love connecting your face with your name and us and your voices too. Alex mics works too. We're going to use those mics today. Caden's here. Caden, is your camera on? Caden almost always has his camera on. There's Peyton. Hey, Peyton. So good to see your faces. Again, not mandatory, but I do love seeing your faces. I always say maybe if just once a week you could pop on your camera and connect your face, your name, your voice. I just love that. And that's okay. And some of us don't have cameras at work, or that's just outside of our comfort level, and that's okay. Are you ready for a quick movie? Is this you right now? Got your popcorn and beverages ready? All right, let's start this out with just a quick little video. We will not be watching the whole thing, but I do really like the images. I feel like I'm a good teacher, right? Tell me what a great teacher I am. No, I feel like I can teach things as well as the Amoeba Sisters, but their graphics and way of recording it is just above and beyond. So let me pop in that video here, and we're gonna watch them. All right, here we go. So today we're going to be looking at those things in our DNA called genes and how those genes work. How are they turned on and off? All right. Oh, all right. There we go. So, Ray, tell me in chat one way you are feeling after that video. There are lots of vocabulary words in that video. So if you are like, this is my nose, help. How do you feel after watching that video? It was a very, very good video, and we are going to spend today breaking this down. All right, what I love about the video is I like how it breaks it down into key players. Does that make sense? Key players. Where is everybody? There we go. I liked that picture at the end where it binded and lifted it up. It kind of reminded me of like a drawbridge, right? So that the boats can go through. So what we're talking about is how genes are expressed in very particular ways so that body functions can happen. All right? We're using words like operon. All right, the lack operon. All right, so we're going to look at this not as the only case, but as a good case that if you can understand this situation, it's going to give you a lot of clarity in general on gene expression. Okay, so what I'm going to do is put in chat right now that video link. All right, there is that video link. So that's going to be a good tool for you to go back and watch for clarity. Okay, good. All right, so we're going to look at this. The lack operon is a classic example of gene expression and regulation. We talked a lot about things from previous units. All right, that's why I really have told you it's super important that we build this and we scaffold this very strategically. We talked about a protein. We talked about an enzyme as a protein, all right? That goes all the way back to unit 2. We talked about organic molecules. Who can tell me what an organic molecule is? If I see something is an organic molecule, what element on the periodic table do you know it is 1000% made of? Oh. Yes! Yes, good. Carbon. Brianna and Xavier put it in chat, but I want everyone to type carbon because when you type, that's another way of reminding your brain of this stuff. So yes, anything that's an organic molecule is made of carbon. All right, and all the way back in unit 2, we talked about the 4 non-living things that we definitely need for living things. And one of those was protein. And we talked about proteins are made of amino acids, and that one of those crucial elements of proteins that we were going to be looking at throughout the year were enzymes. So here we are, semester 2, end of January, and we're still talking about what? Protein. All right. This is a key component in gene expression. Does anyone want to read so that I'm not dominating conversation? Can I have a reader?
I could.
That would be wonderful.
All right, guys. The lack operon is a classic example of gene expression and regulation. It uses an example of what happens in prokaryotes. What happens when somebody is lactose intolerant? They cannot create it, so their bodies simply do not break down the lactose in whatever products it may appear in. So E. coli will try to break it down as best as they can. They live in their large intestines, of course. And how do they know when to get to work creating the enzymes to break lactose down? Well, when lactose appears and is present. Swows.
Thank you so much. Anybody in here lactose intolerant? Anyone? Because this would be a specific example. Your dad is he? So you guys can definitely relate. And maybe you can even explain some of the science tonight. All right. So what happens when a person is lactose intolerant? This is a perfect example. All right. What happens is they don't create an enzyme that people like myself do create, because I am not lactose intolerant. So I'm going to produce, my body will produce that enzyme. What happens as a consequence of not being able to produce that enzyme is that their bodies don't break down dairy products, which that equates to, guess what? Their bellies just don't feel super good after they eat dairy. What is your favorite dairy product? I bet I could guess JB's. Your mom. Ice cream. Of course. Cheese. JB says cheese. Awesome. Our other dairy products would be like your sour cream, cream cheese, any kind of milk. My daughter Ren, she loves yogurt. She could potentially be eating it now. All right, eating yogurt. That's a milk product. All right. So E. coli also brings back this word prokaryotic. So we're going to spend this Monday really kind of reviewing some of these vocabulary words. Whip topping, absolutely, Izzy. What is a prokaryotic cell? Somebody tell me. Yes, Rihanna's on fire today. Remember I said pro equals no. It sounds like they kind of rhyme. Pro equals no nucleus. So are your cells in your body prokaryotic? You're right. No, they're not. What kind of cells are in your body? Who can remember? What kind of cells are your body cells? Yes! Eukaryotic cells. You guys are making me so happy today. High five. Awesome. So eukaryotic cells, like it's spelled EU, but I say it sounds like Y-O-U, right? Y-O-U are made up of eukaryotic cells. I'm going to put that in chat so you can see that. All right, you are made of eukaryotic cells. All right, but we're not talking about your cells. You actually have bacterial cells that live in your intestines. Did you know that? You have bacteria. A lot of times we associate bacteria with bad, with infections or whatever else. All right. But you have bacterial cells in your intestines, and they are, let me tell you, they are very good. You need them. All right. So you have E. coli bacteria in your large intestine, and what that bacteria does, you guys are all freaking out that you have bacteria. You do, and it is good for you. It helps you break down your food, especially people that are lactose intolerant. All right, they are going to use that bacteria to attempt to break down what their body cannot. It does not do it super efficiently, all right, but it does work. All right. It's like a backup plan. Good. So this kind of is going to give you an idea of what it looks like. This is actually a piece of DNA. If you have a string or anything, I've got a reed diffuser beside me I'm pulling out. I like to hold on to things to look at them as visually. If I have a strand of DNA, this is kind of what you're going to see on your DNA. They're going to be just like these colored segments. All right, you're going to have this promoter. The promoter is going to be first. All right, and then you're going to have what we call an operator. And then you're going to have your segments, your sectioned segments. All right, so when we see gene expression, it is controlled by what we call transcription. All these vocabulary words and processes from previous unit. What is transcription? It's coming back to us. Transcription is a process in which we make something. Yes. Okay, good. JB, you're right. Take mRNA, all right, and we make a what? It's not a polymer, but a Protein. Good. Good. All of these things. See, we need to use all these tools from this tool chest of things that we've been making all semester, all year. We're taking those tools of things we've learned, and now we're putting them together and using them. All right, so we're going to take our segment of DNA, and we're going to look at what happens, because this is what we need, right, to regulate transcription. So we've got our segment of DNA. We've got what we have called our repressor protein. We've got our RNA polymerase. And remember, anything that ends in that ACE is an enzyme. All right? And enzymes are in charge of reactions. All right? So it's going to kind of just like my read that I had out, kind of just slide down it. Have any of you had those bead counters as a child? You have those where they're little beads and you get to, I feel like that could be a very accurate way of kind of moving through this process. All right. So what this is, it is allowing your RNA polymerase to attach and to transcribe the gene, to make the proteins that we need to digest the lactose. All right. We need this process to work fluently. All right. Our eukaryotic gene expression happens in eukaryotes. Unlike prokaryotic cells, we have the which was that lac operon. Eukaryotic cells, just like us, right? Just like if you're comparing a prokaryotic cell and a eukaryotic cell, which one is more complex? Let's do a poll. Let's do a green check if you think the eukaryotic cell is more complex. And a green X if you think the prokaryotic cell. Red X if the prokaryotic cell is more complex. Which type of cell? The bacterial cell that is the prokaryote, or the eukaryotic cell like we're made of? Good. So just like you might assume, all right, that was a prokaryotic cell example. When you have a eukaryotic cell, it's a little bit different because we're more complex, our cells are more complex, and the processes of it are a little more complex in itself. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. All right, we've conquered prokaryotic gene expression today. All right, and we are going to check that mastery right now. All right, because we have a quiz today, and I never want you to go into a quiz feeling unprepared. So what we're going to do today is we're going to break out in the last 10 minutes into 3 teams. All right, there are going to be 3 breakout rooms, and we are just going to go through and look at the questions on our quiz. So there's going to be a breakout room for team 1, a breakout room for team 2, and a breakout room for team 3. What I want you to do is go in there. You get to pick a team name. All right. And I would like to just go ahead before we even go to those breakout rooms. It's going to be on a Jamboard. Okay. So let me desktop share really quickly so you can see what it's going to look like in the breakout room. We'll just share this whole thing. All right, here we go. Oh, that's not what I was wanting to do. Here we go. So you are going to be in a breakout room. When you pop in, it's going to be on the main page, quiz prep. Okay. If you're in breakout room 1, you're going to switch to the second slide. All right. You're going to pick a team name, stick it up here, and answer the question. If you're in breakout room 2, you're going to go to team 2. If you're breakout room 3, you're going to toggle above to team 3 in this. Okay. And you get to, that's the fun part. You get to go into whatever room you want to go to. All right. So that will be up to you. I want to establish a breakout room 1. Can I have a leader for breakout room 1? Anyone volunteer? Will you just type in chat instead of raising your hand? So I have to scroll across the bottom when you raise your hand. And JB, okay. So JB is going to be leading room 1. Peyton, I see you say I can. Can you lead room 2, Peyton? And Zach, Zach Sherritt, could you lead room 3? And we are going to have you present out. We'll have I love that there are so many people volunteering to lead. I promise we'll have other things to lead, and it makes my teacher heart so happy that y'all are volunteering. Okay, so we're gonna go to those rooms right now. JB and Peyton and Zach are going to be leading those rooms. I'm gonna go ahead and let me make sure you guys have permissions to leave. Rid of rooms. Start rooms. Get rid of room 4. All right, rooms are started. You should be able to go to whatever room you would like to go to. Use your microphone, JB, Zach, and help talk through, navigate your team names, and answering the questions for today. And if you don't move, it's not letting you move. Well, that's not good. Let me see. Why won't you let us move? I feel like you should be here. I'm checking all your. Let me go back into this. All right, let's manage rooms.
I think I clicked on it. I think I got it.
Okay.
So that they can move.
There they go.
Okay.
I went in and I was like, well, it's checked.
Yeah, there's one thing at the very bottom that room switching, let people move between rooms. Everything else was check marked except for that one thing.
Oh, you know what? I might have unchecked that during map testing.
Oh, probably.
That might have been what did it. All right. I'm going to try to move people that don't move themselves. We're going to give them a minute and then just start distributing them. There they go. And then we want to make sure the leaders to each group make it to their group. And then I'm just going to start. All right, I'm going to put in chat here too the Jamboard link. So you're welcome to click on that, and that should give you, Ms. Schmidt, we don't have the files in our room. Okay, let's go in there and see what's going on. Hey, Izzy, the files should be in the room, and they also should be on the link. Come on in to every room here. Awesome. You should all be back. Most of you wrote them down. If you didn't, that is okay. We're going to start here tomorrow because I know everyone was just starting to get everything up and operated. Some of you did get finished, and I'm excited about that because we're going to do this. So you should, in the chat right now, have the Jamboard for the activity we did in the breakout rooms. What that's going to do is that can be another resource for you as you prepare today. So I put that Jamboard in there. You can look at what your team did, what other teams have done. Also putting in chat the video from today from Amoeba Sisters. Let's scroll ahead here because we're going to finish this right here. All right. Did we figure out what the lac operon was today? Give me on the board, yes or no. Did we talk about what the lac operon is? What is that lac operon? That's okay if you didn't finish. We'll finish tomorrow. I promise you can finish in your rooms. Because some of you are just starting to get comfortable moving around in there. Use your pointers. Good. You do say so. Regulates the making. Good, good, good. So that would be a yes. When is the lac operon turned on? Did we talk about that? When is that lac operon turned on? Yes, that's a way to say it. All right. And lastly, when is the lac operon turned off? JV, you crack me up. Okay, so those are what we need to be gauging for today. We're going to get to this last one tomorrow. All right, yes or no. If you're feeling like, no, I don't get that. I don't get, it was not a thing today. I did not get that. I want you to realize that we're partners in your learning. All right, so today I gave you some resources. We did a lesson together. I want you to commit right now to what you're going to do today to help have a better understanding. All right, so what are you going to do today? Well, the one thing that you could do is read our lessons. 1.04 and 5 are going to help you with that. All right, I would like you to complete the 1.04 quiz. I won't make it due until tomorrow because I want to go through those questions again together. Because I know in that 10 minutes it went really quick and some of us were figuring out how to navigate and lead. And I appreciate that. I appreciate you putting yourself out there and trying to lead and learning new things. But maybe you want to make flashcards. All right, maybe you're going to watch today's recording of class. Maybe you're going to watch the Amoeba Sisters video. Maybe you're going to take a peek at that Jamboard and go over questions. All right, I am a huge fan of flowcharts, and there's nothing fancy. You don't have to use certain shapes or designs. I like getting a good old-fashioned white piece of paper and some markers and trying to sketch out, just like what we talked about today, with where those spots are with the operon and the repressor and all of those segments on your DNA. I like making a visual picture for myself. It's something about actually constructing it that helps me understand. Okay, so commit to me. I want to see pointers. Pointers are writing in chat. Y'all have little pointers. Go down to the little pencil. Click on it. What are you going to do today? I want you to show me. What are you going to do? In chat or using your pointer? Are you going to read? Are you going to do flowcharts? Watch recordings if you're going to do the Jamboard. What are you going to do? Oh man, I'm just struggling with these. Here we go. Should have permissions. There they all are. My map testing settings are not the same as class. Good, look at all those commitments today. Level up. I like it. I am so excited. Can you have the slides today? You absolutely can. They are going to be in your classroom. So if you go to the classroom tab and you go to the recordings, it's not only going to send you to our YouTube page. There's a link there to our YouTube page that has a playlist for every unit and all of our recordings. It's also going to have below it notes, which are our PowerPoints from every session you can find there. JB's going to eat some cheese. Hey, it's an example, right? You're going to be using, your lac operon. quiz questions, we're going to do that. Start tomorrow morning out with those breakout rooms again. Okay, so we're going to, before I even start class tomorrow, I'll say 10 minutes before class, those breakout rooms are going to be open. You can go in, work in your groups as you come in. And I will say maybe, let's say about 8:35, we'll do a 5-minute late start tomorrow. We'll come back and then we'll have you read the questions and tell us why you chose the answer you did. I am so happy to hear your voices, see your faces. Oh, I missed you so much. And I also don't want you to miss your next teacher. Okay. No exit ticket today. We are full. We packed this lesson full of things. Kaden, are you here today? You're awfully quiet. So good to see you all. I know I don't want to say goodbye, but you can absolutely say something.
I have something to say,
Yes.
and that something is boat.
That's so funny. That's okay, Kaden. You know what? Some days it just takes a minute for our brains to get going. It's a Monday. I would love to meet you in a help session if you need help. It's not like that every day. You are incredibly intelligent. You are. You do a great job in class. And today was some tough stuff. We had to dive into some pretty deep, detailed stuff. We just are touching the tip of the iceberg with it. So we'll review it tomorrow. I really like that Amoeba Sisters video. If I had a hard time with my understanding, what I would do today is I would watch that Amoeba Sisters video again, and then I would go back with a piece of paper and draw it, maybe even as like step 1, step 2, step 3. Goodbye, Mila. So good to see you. Glad you're here today. So that might be a good recommendation, Kaden. See if that helps you. Come tomorrow, we'll look at those questions together. Let's see if by tomorrow we can't get you feeling better about it. You also don't give yourself credit sometimes for what you do know.